Hello, my friend, and greetings from Cedar Falls High School, as Cedar Falls Community Television is excited to provide you with girls tournament basketball action. It's a Class 5A regional final tonight as the Cedar Falls Tigers host West Des Moines Valley. A trip to the state tournament is on the line. Hi, everybody. Mark Simpson with you, along with the man with the name and the knowledge, Jeremiah Longnecker, as we get set for what should be an exciting night of girls high school basketball. That game to get to state, I always feel, is probably the most anticipated and exciting game of the year.
Without a doubt, and this one promises to be an excellent matchup. A couple of teams that are pretty familiar with one another, and a couple of teams with a lot of state tournament experience.
Cedar Falls ready to host Valley in this matchup tonight as we look at the Class 5A Region 8, which these two teams are competing in. They both won their semifinal games rather handedly.
Yes, they did, and neither of them anticipated much of a problem getting to this point, and they certainly haven't had it.
As the anticipated showdown is expected. Now, these are the Class 5A rankings, the final ones put together by the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. And what a season for Cedar Falls, a team that at one time was 4-4. They finish in the top 10 at number 8.
You know, Greg Groen does such an incredible job of getting this team prepared, and his assistant Derek Gerling, these guys just work so hard, and I think people thought maybe this is going to be a little bit of a tough year, and here they are, find themselves hosting a regional final.
We recap the season, and the Tigers season really took off in late December. They rode a 10-game winning streak, closed out the year with a tough schedule with multiple games on the road. They lost a couple back-to-back games late in the year, but seemed to have rebounded with the win against Dubuque Senior and then that tournament game against Hempstead. Looking at the final Mississippi Division standings, the Tigers tying with Iowa City Liberty for first place.
Well, just a fantastic finish again. You know, what they did to get this team to this point is, we won't say miraculous, but certainly a challenge.
This is the Cedar Falls team again with no seniors on it. As we look at the Valley Tigers, they compete in that tough CIML on the season. They own 6 top 10 wins in that CMIL. 6 teams ranked in the top 11, so it's just a brutal league, and they have played some of the best competition throughout the season, much like Cedar Falls.
Without a doubt, and if you take a look comparatively at the schedules, a couple of teams that defeated Cedar Falls, Cedar Rapids Kennedy, and Ankeny, Valley was able to defeat. So if you take a look at it and slice it up from that standpoint, Valley has to feel pretty good about their chances tonight.
And you look at Valley during the course of the season, their defense was outstanding. This is their starting 5. Their player to watch, number 5, Elise Yeager, averaging almost a double-double on the season. Terrific ball player, and not only can play inside, but is a good perimeter shooter as well.
Yeah, she's been here before. She started as a freshman on this floor 2 years ago, scored 6 points in a regional final defeat against this Tigers team. So she's familiar with the surroundings, as is J.C. Loki, who wears number 10. She was a freshman on that team as well.
Now for the Cedar Falls Tigers, their familiar starting 5. And, of course, the Tigers, their leading scorer has been Grace Knudsen, averaging 21 points a season. And she is committed to play at Drake and led the Tigers in scoring throughout the year, and similar to for Yeager, not only a good inside player, slasher, but a very good three-point shooter as well.
Yeah, well, as we're going to hear about her three-point prowess, she can do it from everywhere. She had 31 points in that regional semifinal win. She has really heated up in the latter part of the season. We've just seen her go off on CFTV.
So we'll see how Knudsen and the rest of her teammates fare tonight against this talented Valley team. We compare the numbers, really very evenly matched. Surprised me, Tigers had an edge in rebounding, but again, it's all mattered on who you played during the course of the season.
Yeah, it certainly is, but one of the things that we really got to feel good about in this matchup is, you know, Yeager's an awfully good player, but athletically and from a size standpoint, the Tigers match up with her very well.
So it's going to be Cedar Falls versus West Des Moines Valley. The winner goes to the Class 5A Girls State Basketball Tournament. Opening tip right after this. This is Tigers basketball on Cedar Falls Community Television.
I am proud to work at Cedar Falls Utilities simply for the reputation that we have within the community. I love serving our customers, our community, and helping them with the needs when they come to us.
It's just really just is a collection of people working toward a shared goal for their community. I think that's evident in everything we do.
I think our roles are important to customers. Simply, we get to help people and businesses do life every day.
The Iowa High School Athletic Association reminds you that sportsmanship starts with you. Good sportsmanship means showing respect to student athletes, coaches, officials, and to those around you, regardless of how an event is going.
It comes down to self-control, right? Can I have a thought go through my head without yelling it out there for the world to hear? Can I have a thought go through my head or evaluate what I see going on without singling out somebody and really letting them have it?
Good sportsmanship shows character, accountability, and sets a positive example on and off the field or court.
You know, the day that we have athletes who never make mistakes, the day that we have coaches who make every right call, then those are the days that we can hold the officials to that perfect standard. The fact of the matter is it's a game, it's got human element, there's judgment involved, and there are going to be decisions made that, quite frankly, not everybody's going to agree with. We just have to be civil about it.
The Iowa High School Athletic Association thanks you for being a good sport for tonight's game.
For nearly 50 years, Witham Auto Centers have been privileged to serve our communities with honesty, integrity, and trust. And you can trust that we make car buying easy at Witham Auto Center in Cedar Falls. From our selections of new Volkswagens and Fords and pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles to our factory-trained and certified service experts, we're ready to serve you at Witham Auto Center in Cedar Falls.
Everything we do is driven by you.
Meet Susie.
Hello.
Susie couldn't wait to unwind with her newest thriller novel. Too bad the only villain in this story was her suspect router. Overwhelmed by options and technical jargon, Susie needed to crack the case of the router's riddle. Thankfully for Susie, this mystery is easy to solve. With CFU Wi-Fi, our highly trained technician will install a new Wi-Fi system to optimize coverage for her home. Now, Susie can get back to playing detective in any room of her house. CFU Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi made simple.
Another big game on Cedar Falls Community Television as Cedar Falls hosting West Des Moines Valley in a Class 5A regional final. Cedar Falls coming in with a record of 15-6, ranked number 8 in the final Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union poll, while West Des Moines Valley 14-8. They are ranked 9th. Both teams' nicknames are the Tigers, so to make things easy, we're just going to call Cedar Falls and Valley the name of each school and team this evening. So it'll be Grace Hannum jumping for the Tigers against Elise Yeager. And the opening tip is controlled by Valley, and we are underway. Both teams pride themselves on their defensive prowess, and we'll see if this will be a low-scoring game. That's what I'm kind of anticipating this evening.
Tigers starting with a matchup zone, and Hannum starts with a block shot.
Tigers, one of the best in the state in block shots this year. Hanks bothering Yeager in the paint. Shot clock down to 4 seconds. What? Getting free is Yeager and able to put it in for 2.
Hanks got caught on her back. Yeager did a nice job of holding her off. He had the easy 2, and we're going to see a lot of this
as Knutson draws a crowd and they steal the ball away. And here comes Valley.
That wasn't a double team. That was a triple team. And Grace better get used to it.
Valley defensively giving up just 42 points a game this season. We have a whistle away from the basketball. Yeager fell down. It looks like we have a foul against Cedar Falls on Finley.
You can already see the quickness of Valley. There. Seems like there's 6 of them on the floor, offensively and defensively.
Valley in their black uniforms with the orange trim as Spain drives to the hoop and gets the friendly roll, and it's a 4-0 lead for Valley. They set up the press.
3/4 court press. Cedar Falls was prepared to see it, just trying to slow the Tigers down a little bit. Tigers are going to have to be very careful about those skip passes.
In trouble is Knutson. Finding Hanks, moves to the far side of the court, hands it off to Finley. Karis Finley with the drive. Yeager with the rejection and comes up with the loose ball. And here comes Valley up the floor with a 4-0 lead here in the first quarter.
Yeah, Valley's a defensive-minded team, but they don't mind getting up down the floor if the opportunity presents itself. Very comfortable in the half-court set, however.
And stumbling and a foul called on Hanks, I believe. As falling to the floor was Bren Ketcher. And it is going to be on Hanks. So for Valley playing on the road, a good start for them.
Yeah, this is a very seasoned Valley team. Went to the state semifinals last year.
They do have a first-year head coach in Matt Utoff, who was at West Delaware prior to coming over here to West Des Moines Valley. Top of the key, pump fake, drive to the hoop by Lockie. Her shot too hard, but she grabs the offensive rebound. Litt is open for 3. Not a big offensive player is Alan Litt, and gets the 3-pointer. And now Cedar Falls finds themselves down 7-0.
Yeah, just 26% from three-point land is Litt, but she buries the first one to give her team a 7-0 team. Or score, excuse me.
I've seen that. They've had different players guarding Knutson. Now they have Spain on Grace.
Well, you can
Finley
see how
drives.
sticky this Valley team is.
Finley misses the layup. Rebounded by Ketcher. And Valley trying for the big early lead. This is Yeager, who's a teammate of Grace Knutson on the AAU circuit. Oh, look at her aggressively going after a blocked shot. Ball goes out of play, and they're going to say last touch by Cedar Falls. So Yeager had her shot blocked, but then followed through and nearly came in possession of the basketball. Last touch by CF.
And that's a matchup that, I'm just perfectly fine with, and that is Hannum on Yeager. But the Tigers have decided they're going to switch off on just about all screens.
And Litt left open. This time cannot get it to go. Hannum with the rebound. Cedar Falls looking for their first point of the ball game. We're almost halfway through this first quarter. Knutson gets free and buries a long 3-pointer from the right wing.
You just can't say enough about Grace and what it is that she's capable of. Valley decides to go under the screen there. Knutson's able to hit.
Litt is tripped up, and Gabby Hanks picking up her second personal foul here. 4 minutes and 10 seconds still remaining here in the first quarter. Both teams not particularly deep.
No. Cedar Falls will go 7. It's really the depth of their bench in a game that they're comfortable in. Oh, dangerous pass. Hanks has got to be careful now. We know that she's an ultra-aggressive player offensively and defensively. She cannot pick up her third.
Top of the key, picking up the loose basketball and drawing contact again is Valley, as Bren Ketcher going up for that layup attempt. Out of control, but gets a break, and Greg Groen unhappy with that call.
Well, he's not happy because his team, who happens to be the home team, has already been whistled for 4. Valley yet to be called for a foul.
7-3, ready to come off the bench is Sophie Stanek for Cedar Falls. They're calling this a shooting foul. That's what I have a problem with.
It was far from a shooting foul. It was just not a good call.
Catcher drills the first free throw. Second one is good.
It's a Valley team that doesn't shoot free throws particularly well, just 60% on the season.
Knudsen breaks the press. Here's Stanek into the ballgame. Sophie is a 5'7" sophomore. Tigers down by 6. As we expected, kind of a lower scoring first quarter. Lockey with the anticipation, the steal. Good pump fake. Oh, coming back on defense. Finley with the block. And still be Valley's basketball, but good hustle coming back by freshman Karis Finley. Watch the rejection.
3 block shots already for the Tigers. They need every one of them. As Valley just seems like the quicker team. They certainly are getting better shot selection.
Lit into Yeager. Spain, good ball movement. Catcher will try a high arcing three. Oh, look at that, almost like a pass. It's an air ball. Lockey, Johnny on the spot, grabs it and banks it in for 2.
Well, again, that quickness of Valley showing itself right there.
All 5 starters have scored for Valley as they have built now an 8-point lead, their largest of the game. A quick turnaround 3, miss by Finley, rebounded by Stanek. And then there's a collision, no call, and coming up with the basketball is Valley.
Well, they certainly missed that. In this game that's been called pretty tightly against the Tigers right now.
Yeager misses the 3. And now we'll get the foul called against Valley as wrapping up the rebounds, Hannum, and Anna Spain comes crashing in and will be called for her first. 4 team fouls against Cedar Falls, now 1 against West Des Moines Valley. Is coming out of the bowl game is Bryn Ketcher. And into the game is Maddie Brown.
Something that we know, Mark, is Cedar Falls has to get some production out of somebody other than Knudsen. And it can't just be a couple of points here and there. It's got to be some pretty significant production from somewhere.
Hannum with the offensive rebound. Burks will post up and misses. A couple close opportunities, but nothing falls. Cedar Falls only 1 basket in the ball game. So we are approaching the end of this first quarter. 11-3, Valley with the lead. Minute 45 shows on the clock. Stanek guarding Lit at the top of the key. Spain, good pump fake, drives in and lays it up for 2. And West Des Moines Valley off to a very strong start as they have built now a 10-point lead. These are 2 teams that met in the state championship game in 2017, and it was Valley coming away with a victory as 1 and done is Cedar Falls. Yeager with the rebound. Yeager, pump fake, aggressive move. There's a collision and an offensive foul is going to be called on Elise Yeager. Finley draws the charge as Jonna Deacon coming into the ballgame for Cedar Falls, replacing Anaya Burks. Tigers looking for some good things to happen their way, and team fired up after that charge.
Well, they need some sort of spark. And just the 3 points, we knew Valley's defense was going to be tough, and it is everything we expected and more.
It was 7-3, now it's 13-3, and Stanek gets underneath, and we're going to have a foul called on J.C. Lockey for West Des Moines Valley. And Stanek goes to the free throw line. Sophie is only her 22nd free throw attempt. She's just a 52% shooter on the year. So it seems like points at a premium. Every opportunity Tigers need to cash in on. Stanek comes up short, 1 more coming. Stanek averaging just about 1.7 points this season. And makes 1 out of 2. Final minute of this first quarter. Valley has dominated so far. They lead 13-4. Oh, getting free down low. There's Braden Ketcher. And Tigers caught asleep.
They have been, Valley, getting some awesome offensive sets so far for some easy buckets. And that just isn't going to happen. We get now Valley whistled for another foul as Knudsen is bumped. But Cedar Falls getting nothing easy so far.
Maddie Brown, 5'7" senior, coming into the ball game, picks up her first. So both teams now 14 fouls. Final 18 seconds of this first quarter. Cedar Falls only one field goal. That was a three-pointer by Grace Knudsen. Long three off the iron, kept alive by Hannum. A long three, missed by Deacon. And the final seconds tick off in quarter number 1. And it's West Des Moines Valley in control. They lead by 11, 15-4 in this regional final. We'll be back with more Cedar Falls girls basketball right after this on Cedar Falls Community Television.
The Iowa High School Athletic Association is looking to add registered officials.
We have a large number of officials who are kind of reaching their sunset of their careers as officials, and we need a pool to replace those folks. We just need some young people to get involved and get active, and quite frankly, any age person to get in and get active again so that we can replenish the pool of officials that we've had for so long.
Go to IAHSAA.org/officials for more information.
After one, it's Valley with a 11-point lead over Cedar Falls. So strong defense and maybe some nerves by this young Cedar Falls team showing after one quarter of play. As we look at the keys to the game, and for Valley, it was slow down the shooters. For Cedar Falls, but a big check by that. Limit turnovers, put a check by that. So far they have done what they've wanted to. For Cedar Falls, handle the on-ball pressure, which I think Tigers have done a good job so far. Be aggressive and attack. Well, that's been a problem so far. Tigers just haven't been able to get going offensively because of this tough belly-to-belly defense by Valley.
Valley just has stymied the Cedar Falls offense.
And almost another steal. 14 seconds showing the shot clock. Stanek trapped in the corner. And now we're going to get foul. That's going to be on Ketcher.
So Cedar Falls whistled for the first 4. Valley's been whistled for the last 5.
I mean, it's almost like an adventure just dribbling the ball for Cedar Falls.
It really has been. And you know, turnover's been the bugaboo all year long for Cedar Falls.
Hannum puts the ball on the floor. Not a real offensive threat. Trying to hand it off to Finley, and it's stolen away.
Valley knows who to guard. And the Tigers have a couple of players that are limited on the floor offensively, and that just is something that Valley's going to take advantage of. See Burks and Hanks going to check back in.
Alan Litt works it over to Spain. Open three from the far side, missed. And running down the rebound, there is J.C. Lockey. One of those key components who hustles and just seems to get to every loose basketball.
Yeah, Valley just looked comfortable from the outset, didn't they, Mark?
Yeah.
The Tigers, the Cedar Falls variety of the Tigers have not looked the same way.
Look at Litt getting free. Oh, the put back by Yeager. No, second opportunity. Look at her muscle her way in. Won't go, but draws the foul. Great individual effort by Elise Yeager, averaging almost a double-double on the season. 13 points, 9 rebounds a game, and showing off her skills. Foul against Sophie Stanek for Cedar Falls. And Yeager, this is the first free throw. Yeager on the season, only a 58% free throw shooter. So both teams will not impress you, I guess, at the free throw line.
No, it's, and a lot of times you're hoping for that foul, and pretty much a guaranteed 2 points. Not the case with either one of these teams.
So the lead widens as Valley now leads by a dozen, 16-4. Just watch Cedar Falls as they have been smothered by this Valley defense so far. Driving in Finley, going on the baseline. There's contact as Karis Finley falls down, and we're going to have a foul called on Lockie. So that's her second. Brown in, and Lockie out for Valley. Tigers trying to get something going offensively. And they get the ball into Grace Knudsen, averaging 21, and Yeager hounding her. Nia Burks over to Hannum. And that three-point shot missed. Oh, and they're going to call a late foul on Spain. So this will be 3 free throw attempts coming up for junior Grace Knudsen.
And that's 2 on Spain. So mild foul difficulties as we're going to see the first Reese Cooley come in for Valley.
Knudsen hits the first. 5th point for Cedar Falls, trailing by 11 now. And one more attempt coming up for Cedar Falls' leading scorer on the year. Coming off a 31-point performance against Dubuque Hempstead in the regional semifinals.
Now we're talking about significantly different teams now. Again, this is a team has everybody back except for their leading scorer from last year from a state semifinal team. This is very experienced, used to playing in tough environments, and it shows. They handle the ball extremely well.
Catcher with the spin move in the corner, lit, air ball, and there's Knudsen with the rebound. Long lead pass, Hanks is open with the catch. Contact, nothing called. Follow-up is good by Hannum. And a timeout taken by West Des Moines Valley. Well, the Tigers finally get the running game going. Looked like Hanks may have been fouled, nothing called, but
absolutely she got fouled. A little.
And now Matt Utoff, the head coach for Valley, upset with his team's defensive effort there. And Coach Utoff coming over to Valley after 10 years at West Delaware. 8 years he coached the boys, the Hawks, and then coached the girls for 2 years before coming over to West Des Moines Valley. He's also coached at Maquoketa and Central City. He's a graduate of Loras College and has enjoyed his first year at West Des Moines Valley.
Well, he inherited a nice squad, and clearly he's done a good job with them. Again, you just can't be deceived by Valley's record. Their schedule is as tough as anybody's in the state. They had a 1-point loss to PV outside of the conference.
Open look, Brown misses, crashing the boards, and Bryn Ketcher comes up with it. Brown thought about it again, this time takes off.
Oh, he just missed 2 traveling by there. They got the second one.
And
traveled, she took off, traveled underneath. There was a late call, but I think the referee underneath realized that it had been missed twice already.
Well, Cedar Falls down by 8, trying to cut in to this big lead by Valley, who has led throughout. They jumped out to a 7-0 lead, and the Tigers playing catch-up. Hannum collides, and ball knocked loose. This is lit with it. I've seen that a few times. Tigers have run into Lacey Yeager, and they have bounced off. That's a rare turnover here against Valley, and here comes Cedar Falls with the basketball. So maybe the Tigers starting to get that momentum going after the slow start.
Yeah, Valley's only turned it over a couple of times. That's last 2 trips and charging call earlier. So you better take advantage of these opportunities when it is that they come. And Valley just with excellent hands
Oh, they turned the ball over. Here's Hanks playing with two personals.
That's going to be offensive.
Oh,
that's the right call.
And just picked up her third.
Yep. There's no doubt she used that elbow to clear out.
Oh. Gabby Hanks averaging 8 points, 3 rebounds a game, will leave and will be on the bench here for the remainder of this first half with 3:56 to go. So Sophie Stanek returns to the court for Cedar Falls. Good crowd here in this Class 5A regional final. Always excitement. As a good pass to Yeager, missed. And Knutson in traffic. That's a good rebound. Knutson works it to an open Stanek. Passes up on the 3 ball. Again, driving to the hoop. Ball knocked loose when it looked like argument for a foul.
Yeah, she did a pretty good job of keeping herself vertical, giving up some ground, staying square to Stanek.
This is Knutson trying to get off and misses. A short jumper. Yeager snatches another rebound. So Tigers have had a couple opportunities here. Trailing 16-8, cut in the lead, but failed to capitalize.
Well, it's an 8-point lead that feels like it's a 20-point lead, doesn't it, Mark? Just 2 field goals.
Look at Yeager with the quick spin move. Oh, she is impressive. Just a junior, 6 feet, 1 inches tall. As trying to bank it in is Knutson, no good. Finley with the rebound. And Finley trying to bounce it out. Thought we might have a jump ball called. I'll just say the physical play of Valley has been the difference in this game right now.
Yeah, when they got three juniors and 2 seniors who start, and that experience has just played out so far in this game. Cedar Falls really needs a couple of easy buckets on that offensive end. Hope maybe that would start after the fast break bucket. Just some sort of set that's going to free him up and just make things a little bit easier.
Finley will try a 3, and that's good.
She desperately needed that. Finley has been cold from 3-point land. Maybe they just found something there.
This is the closest Tigers have been. It's now 7-point lead for Valley. The black and orange uniforms. Lanlit with the dribble. This is Lockie back on the floor. She's playing with 2 personals.
Well, one of the things I think that the Tigers
Brown
can talk about at halftime is, you know, they're going for a lot of ball fakes on the perimeter, and that's really opening up Valley. And Valley has not shot the 3-pointer well since Litt hit that first one. Just keep your feet, keep on playing defense.
Knutson. Oh, almost hit the 3, but Stanek with the offensive rebound pulls it out. Sophie Stanek, good bounce pass. Oh, but coming back defensively is Yeager. They're going to call whistle on her.
Yeah, it's going to be 2 on her.
So Yeager, Lockie, and Spain, all with 2 personal fouls. Gabby Hanks with 3 personals for Cedar Falls. Burks, the free throw line.
A very good free throw shooter.
Hitting 75% on the season. Burks transferred into Cedar Falls this year. Has been a very welcome addition.
She sure has.
And look at this. It's now just a 5-point lead.
Well, it's
9-2
run, I think. 16-4 was the score at one point. And Cedar Falls, if they can manage to be within shouting distance here, it's just a 5-point deficit or so. They have to feel pretty good about it.
Less than a minute to go here in the first half. Shot clock down to 8 seconds. Lockie.
Good job of keeping your feet there.
3-2. They're not going to get a shot off. They do. Oh, and they bank it in. Wow.
That's tough.
Great defense, and Brent Ketcher with the 3, and then Cedar Falls turns it over.
Just a little out of control. That's not really a Grace Hannum type of play yet.
So here's catcher hitting the three. She's only a 28% three-point shooter. That's a
in this game
backbreaker.
Yeah, it sure is.
So the lead goes up to 8, 21-13, and now they can hold it here almost to the end of this first half. About a 5-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Yeager feeding teammate Maddie Brown. Yeager puts the ball on the floor, and that's got to be a walk.
She traveled. Yep, she sure did. Tigers did a good job of putting bodies around her, forcing to travel. And we're going to get a sub. Cooley's going to come in, I would imagine, for Yeager, so she doesn't draw that third.
And also Sierra Emerson Claire comes in as well. So the Tigers, a lot of time remaining, 14.3 seconds. The length of the floor and get the shot off. Moment's delay. Valley had 6 players on the floor. That's what it's felt like most of this first half.
It certainly has.
Almost a backcourt steal.
You can't take any pass for granted like Stanek just did there. We've seen that several times. Valley's going to challenge nearly every pass.
10 seconds. Knutson still in the backcourt. Now they get across 4 seconds. Wide open, 2 seconds. Can Stanek's three find it? No, out of play.
Was that partially blocked?
It seemed very short, but it went out of bounds as time expired. And we'll go into the halftime. It's Valley up by 8, 21-13. We'll be back with the start of the third quarter after this on Cedar Falls Community Television.
For nearly 50 years, Witham Auto Centers have been privileged to serve our communities with honesty, integrity, and trust. And you can trust that we make car buying easy at Witham Auto Center in Waterloo. From our selection of new Kias and Fords and pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles to our factory-trained and certified service experts, we're ready to serve you at Witham Auto Center in Waterloo.
Everything we do is driven by you.
Iowa College Aid. We help Iowans get to college, pay for college, and succeed in college. Our financial aid programs award millions of dollars every year. Our college coaches offer guidance for potential and current college students, while school and community programs build a college-going culture. We also offer online courses to train counselors and educators in college and career readiness. Iowa College Aid Consumer Protection Services ensure students receive the education they are promised, and our researchers track and analyze college access and achievement in Iowa. We also provide a variety of free publications that walk students and families through every step of applying for college and financial aid. Iowa College Aid, because college changes everything.
Our broadcast tonight brought to you by CFU Cable and Channel 15, your home for Cedar Falls Tiger sports in Cedar Falls. Coverage of this event is made possible by CFU Cable subscribers. Without your support of CFU Cable TV, this broadcast would not happen and local TV coverage would not be possible. Cedar Falls Channel 15 is available on Basic or Basic Plus cable TV plans. For more information, go to CFU.net.
This broadcast also brought to you by Witham Auto Centers. Witham Auto Center, everything we do is driven by you. Located on South Main Street in Cedar Falls with additional locations in Waterloo and LaPorte City. Witham Auto Center is a proud supporter of the Cedar Falls Tigers. Find your next vehicle in person or online at withamauto.com.
Mark Simpson along with Jeremiah Longnecker as we look at some of the first half highlights. And it was a Valley jumping quickly on top of the Tigers, taking a 7-0 lead as the Tigers finding a difficult time against that Valley defense. That was the first field goal for Cedar Falls. That made it 7-3, but Valley seemed to be a step quicker. As there's J.C. Lockey with a field goal from an air ball, and just saw the excellent play of Elise Yeager. She stood out by far as the best player on the court first half. Again, the problems is Tigers could not get set offensively, and Yeager finishing the first half with 5 points, but played a big role, especially defensively and rebounding. Basket by Karis Finley. That was only one of just 3 field goals made by Cedar Falls in that first half. That was kind of a backbreaker there, that three-pointer by Bryn Ketcher. At the end of the shot clock. At the time, it was just a 5-point lead. Tigers had gotten to 18-13, and now it's 21-13. So we start the third quarter, and guess who is back? Tony the Tiger. We haven't seen him in a few years.
It's nice to have him back. Just feels right when he's here. We saw him for so many years doing his duties, and it's like he was never gone. Just came right back to doing what he did.
That is a positive sign. We'll see the Tigers Cedar Falls can get things going here in the second half. Valley will have the ball first. Their starting 5 of Alan Litt, Elise Yeager, J.C. Lockey, Bryn Ketcher, and Anna Spain. Tigers, Gabby Hanks starting the second half, playing with 3 personals. Look at Yeager grabbing the rebound, missing the reverse layup.
Yeah, Grace forgot to put a body on her. Kind of got lost. That's what Yeager has done so far in this game. She's been tough on the glass.
We've seen Spain, Litt, Yeager all guarding Knutson. They're not even worried about Grace Hannum when she has the basketball. Just not an offensive threat at this point in her sophomore career. Oh, using the backboard effectively is Grace Knutson, averaging 21, has now 7 points. And now Cedar Falls down by 6.
Well, they're going to have to get a big half out of Knutson, but again, I mean to be a broken record, but somebody else has to step up and be a double-digit scorer in this second half.
Catcher misses the 3. Yeager and Finley both go after it. Last touch by Valley, and Cedar Falls basketball. Chance to cut into a 6-point lead. Cedar Falls coached by Greg Groen in his 10th year. His victory against Hempstead in the semifinals of this regional. His 170th career win. Top of the key, straight on 3, missed by Finley.
They hit the shot clock.
The ball will belong to Valleys. That's ruled out of play once it hits the shot clock. Look at that big rebound. 21-16. Litt, 5'3" junior. Now Spain, open lane. And she gets the first basket of the second half for West Des Moines Valley with the quick step.
Well, we've seen the help defense really be non-existent a couple of times in this game.
2-on-1 break, and Lucky can't finish. Ball tipped back out to Litt.
That's going to be 3.
Oh, it's Spain going over the back.
Yeah, you know, honestly, she didn't need to do what she did. She just got overly aggressive. Spain did there. She picks up her 3rd. You watch this.
Spain will come out. Maddie Brown in.
Yeah, Valley's a different team without Spain.
So we'll see. Now it's going to be Brown defending on Grace Knutson. Look at it again. Just the quick hands by Valley, disrupting everything. Knutson gives up her dribble, coming to her rescue. There's Hanks playing with the 3 personals. Lost the handle of it, and Valley comes up with the steal.
And again, it's that Achilles heel of this team. They're just not really tight with the basketball. They don't have that same value. And maybe not the skill necessary against a team like Valley, but they're still well within this.
Good duck and under move, but catcher can't finish. Grabbing the rebound is Hanks. Valley fans thought she should have been called for the foul, and I might agree with that.
That or a traveling violation.
Scramble for a loose ball, and coming up with it is Yeager. Yeager, good pass to Brown, just outside the paint, and have a slight collision. Then they're going to call the travel against Brown.
Well, at the very best, this officiating has been inconsistent. They haven't gained the favor of either side so far. But Cedar Falls has just continued to have a big-time struggle and just getting off shots every time they put it on the floor.
And Burks gets the offensive rebound. Tried the wraparound pass to Hannum. Now here's Knutson. Look, got hit in the arm, nothing called, and Hannum hitting the boards again. Grabs the offensive rebound. She draws contact and will go to the free throw line. Hannum, only a 42% free throw shooter, though, for the season.
Well, and now 3 on Yeager, as you mentioned, and that part of it is getting a little bit interesting.
Hannum averaging just 3 points a ball game, misses the first.
Let's see what the referees are.
I think they're calling a no, they might be talking about a fan.
I believe that's exactly what they are talking about, is somebody in the stands.
Trying to watch their comments. Hannum will shoot the second free throw. Trying to make it a 7-point lead and misses badly on both. So it's Valley with the basketball and a stoppage in play here. What happened? I don't think the clock started.
I'm not exactly sure. He's looking at the shot clock, and it did start. It's got 33 ticks on it.
I think the play.
Game clock did not start.
Okay, getting things situated. Yeager will come out of the ball game now for West Des Moines Valley. I think that's the first time in this contest.
Well, other than the last 13 seconds mark of the first half, you are correct. And, you know, this is really an opportunity Cedar Falls has to take here. With Spain and Yeager out of the game, they've got to close the margin.
Near steal by Hanks. Lit kicks it out to Brown. 13 seconds remaining on the shot clock. She dribbles across the court. Now just 6 seconds. And Lockie puts up the shot and gets it to go. And another buzzer beater for Valley as the shot clock was winding down.
I just don't think the Tigers ought to worry about the perimeter.
Look at Hannum wrestling for the loose basketball. Several players out on the floor. And, they're going to say Valley called a timeout. No one had possession. And the trailing official called it. Oh, I beg to differ.
Well,
nobody had.
Just have no idea where the timeout could have come in.
That's you can hear Coach Utah for Valley from here. He is red-faced, talking to his team. He is bringing that intensity. Well, again, that's a mystery call because nobody had complete.
Without a doubt.
I mean, they had held the ball to be able to call a timeout. Now Greg Groan, always stoic.
Yeah, we have a significant difference in coaching styles, as we oftentimes see, that we have two of the more calm coaches to watch throughout the winter, and Ryan Schultz and Greg Groan, very similar in that capacity, and just say it's not always the case in the opposite bench.
10-point lead now for Valley, who led at halftime by 8, 21-13. They have led throughout this ball game. And now we got a whistle called on Valley.
Yeah, they're going to get Cooley on a moving screen away from the ball.
So Reese Cooley picks up the third team foul. And she's going to come out. We're going to see Sierra Emerson Clare into the game. She is a 5'11 senior. It's been a quick moving third quarter, not much action. 25-15. Both teams, defenses playing very well. Finlay hounded by Lockie. Boy, she is a good ball player. And then Brown picks the pocket of Knutson.
Yeah, just outstanding defense. Valley has had, well, clearly throughout the year, if you look at their steals per game, everybody on their team averages a steal or more per game. That really stood out when I was taking a look at the statistics the first time.
Catcher misses. It looked like it was going to be a wide open layup. So the Tigers get a break, and Cedar Falls with it. Quick shot by Knutson, hits the back iron. One and done as Litt grabs the rebound.
I think for Valley, they're rushing shots because of the block shots so far. And for Cedar Falls, they're rushing them because it feels as though, as we've said many times, that there are 6 defenders on the floor. So
Litt moving to the left side of the court. Eating the shot clock with their leading scorer on the bench with 3 personals. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Litt still with the dribble. Now Brown will try a 3 and won't go. Grace Hannum grabbed the rebound and then reaching in and drawing the tie up. Nicely done by catcher.
Yeah, it was, and Grace just put the ball out in front of her, able to tie her up. Cedar Falls does have the possession arrow favoring them. She's got to be a little bit tighter with that basketball.
And we have, well, I don't know, they were bringing the ball up the floor. They stopped playing. The Tigers will try it again. I'm assuming some type of clock malfunction. Cedar Falls ranked number 8 in the state. Valley ranked number 9. Both teams very comparable records. Cedar Falls 15-6. Valley 14-8. Tigers, Cedar Falls down by 10. Hoping to make a run. If they get by, close as 5 points here heading into that fourth quarter, you feel good about their chances.
Well,
but
Valley has to feel awfully good about the fact that without 2 of their best players on the floor, they've not only maintained, but they've added 2 points to that lead.
Actually, that should be 4 points here in the third quarter for Valley as they lead 25-15 right now. As we look at some of the other Class 5A regional finals, the winner of each regional moves down to the state tournament, which begins next week. Interest for on the Waterloo West game. They're at home hosting Waukee. You would assume the Wahawks will be heading down to the state for 3rd straight season. Congratulations, Hallie Polk of Waterloo West. I saw that she became the all-time leading scorer at Waterloo West with over 2,000 points, breaking Nina Smith's record. I thought that would be a record that would stand maybe forever.
That makes 2 of us. Well, they've got 2 incredible players over there, and Sierra Williams and Polk.
Tigers following the timeout. Grace Knutson held to just 7 points so far in this ball game. But it's been a team defensive effort, and now Alan Litt running into Finley. Now it's 4 team fouls against Valley here in the second half, none on Cedar Falls.
Well, they've stayed within shouting distance, but again, that 10 points, that 10-point lead feels like an awfully large gap between the two of them, especially when you've only scored 15 to this juncture in the game.
Knutson trying to get free. She was able to shed the defender, maybe shot a little bit too quick. Yeah, it's a Valley. This feels like 2 arms lengths.
Yeah,
they've kept Cedar Falls away.
It really does.
Down to 1:35 in the third quarter. Tigers only had 13 points at halftime, just 2 in this second half so far. Catcher kicks it out, and this is the reserve. Emerson Clare missing. Knutson for 3. That might have been partially tipped. And Valley able to grab the loose basketball in the lane. So with Anna Spain and Elise Yeager on the bench, each with 3, Valley has been able to maintain this double-digit lead. Now we're under a minute to go here in this third quarter. 58.8 seconds to go. Hanks, Burks out, Stanek and Deacon in for the Tigers.
Cedar Falls needs some sort of offensive spark. Somebody's got to hit a shot. Just 2 points in the quarter. It's just been incredibly slow going offensively.
There's been nothing easy for Cedar Falls tonight. 3 by Litt, no good.
Well, and the thing is that Valley couldn't be any more cold from the perimeter.
Deacon bombs away, and that comes up short. Rebounded by Lockie.
It's about as good of a look as the Tigers have had, actually.
This will hold it to the final shot of this third quarter. It's almost identical, the game clock and the shot clock. 17 seconds to go in the third. Valley trying to punch their ticket to the state tournament. Cedar Falls trying for a fourth quarter comeback. This is Brown, shifts her way in. Oh, misses though. Final second, no foul called, or is there? Nope, the third quarter is over, and it's Valley hanging on to a 25-15 lead. We'll be back with the final 8 minutes of play after this on Cedar Falls Community Television.
The Iowa High School Athletic Association is looking to add registered officials.
And I think the place to start really is with the activities and athletic directors at the schools. They can point you to our website, which gets people registered, and then based on your experience level and maybe your age and maturity level, you might start at junior high level, you might start at freshman level and then work your way up.
Go to IAHSAA.org/officials for more information.
We head into the fourth quarter of this Class 5A Regional Final. Mark Simpson along with Jeremiah Longnecker. Thank you so much for joining us here on Cedar Falls Community Television. This will be our final girls broadcast of the year. And Cedar Falls playing here at home. A chance to get to state, but they need a comeback as they're down by 10 going into the fourth, held to just 15 points through 3 quarters of play. It's hard to imagine with a Cedar Falls team that averages 55 points a ball game.
It really is. And again, just to frame the difficulty, the Tigers haven't scored double digits in any quarter yet, and they're down double digits. So if you're Valley, you're thinking, we may not even need to score.
Lit for 3, that won't go.
Yeah,
there's Yeager back in the ball game, tipping the ball out. Another missed 3. You know, Cedar Falls has done a respectable job on the boards tonight.
They have. I agree with that.
Giving up height here as Deacon, the senior, coming off the bench this year for the Tigers. Knutson going up, ball stripped out of her hands as that Valley defense just again smothering. The best, good way to describe it here. These two teams meeting for the third time. Two teams have split in their previous 2 meetings. Last time they faced, 2017, that was Valley winning the state championship game.
It's a Valley team that took #1 and undefeated Pleasant Valley to a 1-point game. I think it was 32-31. Clearly, we knew what was in store in this game. It was going to be defensive, rugged style game, and that's exactly what it's been.
Oh, another long three, way off, and Valley comes up with it.
Yeah, there just aren't plays to come up with. We don't have players that can get away from theirs.
Litt stops the dribble, top of the key. Lockie straight on three, no good. And again, this has not been pretty basketball. Both teams have just struggled offensively. Knutson out of control and travel.
Yeah.
So the young Cedar Falls team that will return all 5 starters next year. They'll be getting a lesson in what it's like at this level.
Without a doubt.
This regional final. But still plenty of time left. Only down by 10. This catcher rejected nicely by Hannum. Oh, but the Tigers turn it over. Yeager scores and is fouled. And a chance for a 3-point play. Oh.
Well, the great defensive play by Hannum here on the rejection. And then Deacon just throws it away. I'm not sure where she was trying to go with the ball there.
Yeager, 7 points in the game. That's her first points in the second half. She's 1 for 2 at the free throw line. And buries a key 3-point play here. Now it's Cedar Falls down by 13. Hanks in. And Deacon will leave for the Tigers. 5:50 remaining. Well, down by 13. You got to make a run here. Time is ticking away here on Cedar Falls. Oh,
yeah, she traveled.
Hanks traveled. Incredibly frustrating.
It really has been.
Offensively for Cedar Falls. You know, I think Greg Groen, tell him, hey, you're holding Valley to 28 points. 5:41 to go in the game. I think he'd take that.
It's no doubt about it. Can't imagine he thought his team would get shut down like it has here. And again, you got to credit Valley's defense. It's been really outstanding.
Catcher misses. Ball tipped out of bounds. Cedar Falls will have possession. 5:23 to go.
You know, the thing is that if you can hit a couple of threes in some possessions or just get some scores at all.
And they're going to call a tie-up.
Excellent defense.
Anna Spain, the 5'7" senior with a clinic.
Watch what she does here. She beats her to the spot, turns, and it's just picture-perfect defense.
Inbounds. Knutson pulls the ball out. This is Taylor Urbanek. She'll challenge.
It's Stanek.
Oh, excuse me, Stanek. Sophie Stanek.
Yeah, nice move by Stanek. She will not get the and one. This is not the NBA. Not sure she shouldn't have, however. On the replay. It's nice to see a ball just go through the hoop, to be honest.
Stanek finding Hanks. Here's Knutson. Spain, which rhymes with pain, and that's what she's provided for Grace tonight. Step back three, no good.
Yeah, Grace is just dog dead tired. They're making her work so hard at the defensive end. She just doesn't have legs at the offensive end, and you can see it. She doesn't have that lift on her shot.
Well, before the game, for Valley, one of their keys was slow down the shooters, and they have certainly played excellent defense.
Tigers have to be shooting somewhere around 10% for the night.
Catcher for three.
Yeah, That might be the one that does it, Mark. We've been pretty optimistic of their chances and what could happen. But they'd have to double their output in the first 24 minutes. In the last 4 minutes, that's just to get within one.
Catcher who had that really three-pointer that she banked in late in the shot clock when the Tigers had pulled within 5 late in the second quarter. Hits her second three-pointer. She has 10 points to lead them in scoring as Valley looks poised to be returning to state. As for Cedar Falls, they're trying to get to state first time since 21. Greg Groen has guided Cedar Falls to 6 state tournament appearances. They were from 2015 to 2021. And Coach Groen and his staff, including Derek Gerling, Heidi Anderson, Ryan Hannum, they have done a terrific job with this team, but
they sure have.
No answers tonight. And I would imagine as a coach, that is when you feel hopeless or just frustrated.
Been there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, sometimes you get in games where, you know, you get to this point and there just aren't any answers. And everybody in the crowd wants you to call this play or that play. But the fact is, there aren't plays that are going to work because you're just playing against a superior team.
Knutson gets free and hits the three-pointer. So a good play coming out of the timeout. 31-18. 3:54 to go. Now the Tigers, they are to make a run. They have to do it immediately. Spain.
Well, this is where the shot clock is nice.
Yep. Yeager posting up, now brings the ball out. Catcher gets the open look. There's contact as she goes up. And 7 seconds remaining on the shot clock. She'll go to the free throw line. Catcher, 5 feet 10 inches tall, averaging 11.6 points a ball game. She's the second leading scorer on the team behind Yeager. There's 11 points tonight. One more attempt coming. Good crowd here at Cedar Falls High School for this regional final. Bleacher creatures for Cedar Falls, they've been up and standing the entire game.
The Valley does not want to see Knutson get a shot off.
Sophie Stanek loses possession as she went up. I'm going to say Yeager hit it last. It just seems like we have seen that multiple times tonight. Yeager may have got poked in the eye. She was rubbing her left eye. Appears to be okay. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Look at Knutson. Runs into a brick wall as Yeager steals the ball. Just 3 minutes remaining in this 5A regional final. Tigers have trailed by this entire game and now down by 15. As they've been held to just 3 points in the second half. And now they're going to call a timeout. This one not as controversial as that last timeout called by Valley when somehow they were awarded possession on a scramble for the basketball.
Well, you know, we haven't been big fans of this officiating crew, but, you know, fortunately I don't think it's impacted the outcome. Right now, the team that's played the best tonight is clearly the one that's on top.
Tell you what, the Matt Utoff, he brings the intensity as the head coach for West Des Moines Valley. There's Greg Groen. Always dapper, love the tie, talking to his team here during this TO. And
it's a guy that puts his heart and soul in it.
Yeah.
You know, as a coach at this level, the amount of hours that you put in to getting your team prepared, all the film they watch. You know, the players work hard. They come out and, you know, they give it all in practice and so forth. But oftentimes players have no idea how much film, how much preparation that the coaching staffs put in to getting ready for a game like this.
Just 2:44 remaining. Litt, Yeager, backdoor cut, easy basket as Spain scores. She has 8. Cedar Falls right now just desperate for points. Knutson trying to get free, launches one that rims out. Yeager grabs another rebound. And she has 8 points in the ball game. And sure, she's in double figures in rebounds.
I'm sure you're right.
2:05 to go.
You know, a couple of things of importance that have really happened in this game. One, that three-pointer by Catcher when the Tigers were down 5 was, you know, all the momentum, it just seemed to deflate late in the half and then didn't come out with any spark in the third quarter.
Another blocked shot, and shot clock sounds as Finley was chasing it. The ball will belong to Cedar Falls.
It will. Yeah, even though Finley touched it last, it was a shot clock violation. So it'll still be Cedar Falls ball. But the other stretch in that third quarter, when Spain and Yeager went out of the game, the Tigers weren't able to make up any of that deficit. And
Finley, her 3, no good. And Catcher grabs the rebound and brings it in the front court. Hanks will pick up her 4th personal with minute 28 to go. Well, one time the Tigers were just 4-4 on the season. And then they got hot in late December, January, won 10 in a row. And finished the year ranked number 8 in the state when they weren't even ranked in the preseason rankings. Quite an accomplishment for a team that people are very optimistic about for next year. As Litt drives in, is eating up valuable time.
Well, it's classy of Greg Groen to not have his team foul in this situation.
Litt will drive in, her layup good. 37-18. Knutson draws the foul. As it looked like Yeager got all ball on that one. And Grace Knutson, you could breathe in hard as she has been on the floor every minute of this game. And I wonder how many miles she is running, trying to get free.
Yeah, she's got to have more help. And I know that that's what everybody on this floor knows, and certainly what the staff knows, is that offensively, is that, you know, Grace did a lot of it by herself this year. And that was evident tonight. They just didn't have that other go-to player. Karis will be a year older next year. These players, Burks and Hannum, will have another year under their belt. Hanks will is also. You know, they're just gonna have to. They're gonna have to find another score in there somewhere for them to be not in a similar situation next year at this time as they are right now.
There's a timeout on the floor as we look at our play of the game. And this was that block shot. And then Tigers will turn it over. And Yeager able to get a 3-point play out of it as she steals the ball and is fouled as she put it in. And
yeah, that was
that extinguished any chances
of a
comeback attempt.
That seemed to be it, didn't it?
You wonder how this Valley team will do at state, because as you know in football, defense travels.
Yes, it does. You know, they're going to have to shoot it better. Yeah. That's for sure.
I like they seem to be dancing to House of Pain there as the ball be thrown in. Almost stolen. Yeager, that height advantage. A foul as they were. Now that'll be the 15th foul against Cedar Falls. Sophie Stanek called. So the Tigers, they will lose the 2 seniors, Taylor Urbanek and Jonna Deacon. Played Rolls coming off the bench this year.
Yep.
No foul call. Just Hannum fell into catcher. Referees ready for this one to end as well.
They understand the situation. Shot clock's off.
We got a
I really would like it if the Tigers wouldn't foul at this juncture. Just always feel like it's a much classier way to go out is to let them run the time off the shot clock.
Yeah,
you've given the effort.
Yeah. Valley, last time they had possession, they had a couple opportunities for some layups, and
they sure did.
Held the ball out. Driving in. 22 seconds show on the clock. And again, Hanks will foul out with 16.2 seconds. So, see if the Tigers.
Yeah, Valley's got a chance to take their starters out, give just some other girls some floor time. Say they played in the regional finals to get to the state tournament. Decided to not take that path.
Inbounds pass, Litt has it. And now Cedar Falls will back away. And the final seconds will count down. So
you want to talk about classy? That's Greg Groan standing near midcourt, giving Valley Tigers a hand, giving his girls a hand. Hey, this wasn't an effort thing tonight, Mark, by any stretch. It's not like the Tigers came out and just laid an egg from an effort standpoint.
So Valley heading down to state, they win this region 8, and will head to state with a 15-8 record. And unfortunately for Cedar Falls, their season ends tonight. They will finish 15-7. And Valley with that, again, that tremendous team defense, which holds Cedar Falls to 35 points below their normal average as they are held to 20 points tonight and only 7 in the second half as they fall tonight 37-20.
It's a tough one. It's a tough loss, but it's tough when the season's over, and especially to not play as well as you could. That's always hard on kids, and you start blaming yourself. And this is when Greg Groan will accentuate the positive and talk about the things that they did do well. The 10-game winning streak, finishing in the top 10 when they weren't in the preseason top 10. Those kinds of things. Greg's really good about that, and he'll do that again once they hit the locker room.
Our thanks to Coach Groan and his staff and players throughout the year for their help in our broadcast. Excellent job by our Cedar Falls Community Television crew. Been a lot of fun covering this team throughout the year. For Jeremiah Longnecker, I'm Mark Simpson, and you've been watching Cedar Falls Girls Basketball on Cedar Falls Community Television.